Japan's defiance, unraveling the enigma of a non-colonized nation. How did Japan, an island nation in the Far East, defy the overwhelming tide of 19th century Western imperialism and emerge not as a colony, but as a formidable power? This is a story of strategic adaptation, cultural resilience, and a ruthless pursuit of modernization that forever altered the course of global history. Japan's insular geography provided a natural defense against foreign incursions. Surrounded by turbulent seas, the island nation presented a formidable challenge to potential invaders. The legendary kamikaze, or divine winds, that twice decimated Mongol fleets in the 13th century, instilled a deep-seated belief in Japan's invincibility and fostered a strong sense of national identity. This early experience shaped a collective consciousness that would prove crucial in the face of later Western pressures. However, geography alone cannot fully explain Japan's unique trajectory. Many island nations succumbed to colonial rule. Japan's story is one of proactive choices and calculated strategies, not mere geographical determinism. The nation's response to external threats was shaped by a unique blend of cultural pride and pragmatic adaptation. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry's arrival with his Black Ships shattered Japan's centuries-long policy of self-imposed isolation. This forced opening exposed the vulnerability of the Tokugawa shogunate and presented Japan with a stark choice: succumb to Western domination or forge a new path. The shogunate's initial hesitation revealed internal divisions and a lack of preparedness for the challenges ahead. Perry's arrival was not merely a trade negotiation, it was a power play that threatened Japan's sovereignty. The unequal treaties imposed by Western powers mirrored those inflicted upon other Asian nations, signaling the potential for colonial exploitation. Japan's response to this crisis would define its future. The Meiji Restoration of 1868 marked a pivotal turning point in Japanese history. The overthrow of the feudal shogunate and the restoration of the emperor to nominal power ushered in an era of radical transformation. This was not a popular revolution from below, but a carefully orchestrated coup by reform-minded samurai who recognized the urgent need for modernization. The Meiji Restoration was more than just a change in leadership. It was a fundamental restructuring of Japanese society. The new government embarked on an ambitious program of modernization, adopting Western technologies, institutions, and ideas while carefully preserving Japan's cultural identity. This delicate balancing act was crucial to Japan's success. Japanese spirit, Western technology, Wakon Yosai, became the guiding principle of the Meiji era. This philosophy underscored Japan's commitment to embracing Western advancements while maintaining its cultural core. Unlike many other non-Western societies that resisted foreign influence, Japan strategically adopted and adapted Western innovations to strengthen its nation. This approach was not without its challenges. The rapid pace of modernization disrupted traditional social structures and created new inequalities. However, the Meiji leaders were willing to sacrifice short-term stability for long-term national security. Their vision was to create a strong, unified Japan, capable of competing with the Western powers. The Meiji oligarchs, the architects of Japan's modernization, were ruthless in their pursuit of national unity and strength. They suppressed dissent, consolidated power, and implemented sweeping reforms that transformed Japan into a modern industrial state. Their pragmatism extended to studying Western powers, selectively adopting the most effective practices while safeguarding Japan's independence. The Meiji leaders understood that survival in the 19th century world order required a strong, centralized state. They were willing to make difficult choices, including sacrificing individual liberties, to achieve this goal. Their actions, while often authoritarian, were driven by a deep sense of national purpose. Japan's leadership recognized the brutal realities of the imperialist era. Nations were either colonizers or colonized. Rather than becoming the latter, Japan made the audacious decision to join the ranks of the former. This strategy, while morally questionable, was seen as essential for securing Japan's survival and prosperity. The Sino-Japanese War, 1894-95, and the Russo-Japanese War, 1904-05, marked Japan's emergence as a major power. The defeat of China and Russia, two of the world's largest empires, sent shockwaves around the globe and demonstrated Japan's military prowess. These victories solidified Japan's position as a force to be reckoned with. Japan's colonial ambitions in Korea, Taiwan, and parts of China served as a buffer against Western imperialism. By establishing its own sphere of influence, Japan demonstrated its power to potential colonizers and secured access to vital resources needed for industrial growth. This strategy, while brutal for those under Japanese control, effectively removed Japan from the list of potential colonies. Japan's colonial policies were driven by a complex mix of strategic considerations and nationalistic fervor. The acquisition of colonies provided Japan with raw materials, markets, and strategic advantages. However, it also fueled a sense of national superiority and contributed to the rise of militarism. Timing played a crucial role in Japan's escape from colonization. Japan's opening coincided with a period when Western powers were preoccupied with other colonial ventures and internal conflicts. By the time Japan had established itself as a formidable power, the appetite for new colonial acquisitions was waning, and the costs of attempting to subjugate a unified, modernized nation were prohibitively high. Japan's modernization efforts were accelerated by the relative absence of direct Western interference. This allowed Japan to develop its industrial and military capabilities without facing the same level of external pressure as other Asian nations. The timing of Japan's opening proved to be a critical advantage. Unlike many other non-Western societies, Japan maintained political unity in the face of external threats. The absence of significant internal divisions that Europeans could exploit, a tactic often used in colonial conquests, meant that foreign powers couldn't easily play factions against each other to gain control. Japan's strong sense of national identity and cultural homogeneity contributed to its political unity. The Meiji leaders were able to rally the population behind their modernization efforts, creating a sense of shared purpose and national solidarity. This unity proved to be a powerful weapon against foreign interference. Japan's cultural coherence and strong national identity, forged through centuries of relative isolation and homogeneity, provided social resilience against foreign domination. The Japanese were able to adopt Western technologies and practices without abandoning their cultural core, adapting foreign concepts to fit within existing Japanese frameworks. Japan's ability to selectively adopt and adapt Western ideas was crucial to its success. The Japanese were not simply imitating the West, they were creating a unique synthesis of Eastern and Western cultures. This cultural resilience allowed Japan to maintain its identity while embracing modernization. Japan's avoidance of colonization represents one of history's most instructive paradoxes. To preserve independence in an age of imperialism, Japan transformed itself so radically that it became nearly unrecognizable from its former self. This transformation came at significant costs: militarism, authoritarianism, and eventually imperial ambitions that would lead to devastating war. Yet Japan's experience offers profound insights into the relationship between modernization, nationalism, and independence. The Japanese case demonstrates that colonization was not inevitable for non-Western societies, but resistance required extraordinary adaptation and strategic foresight. Japan's leaders recognized that maintaining cultural identity while selectively modernizing was possible and necessary for survival. This delicate balance, preserving the essence of Japanese civilization while rapidly adopting foreign technologies and institutions, remains perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Japan's unique historical trajectory. In choosing to transform rather than resist or submit, Japan charted a third path through the age of imperialism that reverberates through global history to this day. Are you captivated by Japan's remarkable journey from feudal isolation to global power? Explore further by researching the Meiji Restoration, the impact of Western technology on Japanese society, and the consequences of Japan's imperial ambitions. Share this documentary script with fellow history enthusiasts and researchers to spark discussions about the complexities of modernization, nationalism, and the enduring legacy of Japan's defiance in the face of Western imperialism. Let's continue to unravel the enigma of Japan's unique path through history